All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, idealists and visionaries, I'm your boy, Ideal Tone, and I am here to make it known that we are back with another episode, and I do mean another episode of Binge or Cringe. So, for today's episode is a little something more special. We are going to be talking about which, unfortunately, because it is the day before Halloween, a lot of people are out at parties, ended up backing out for this podcast, but it is okay. We're going to keep the ball rolling and have fun and do what we do because I got three individuals who I know is going to bring life to the party right here. So it is what it is. I am not concerned or worried. But with that being said, today's episode, we are talking about The Last Airbender versus The Legend of Korra. And as you guys know, these two shows are in tandem with one another. One predates the other, or should I say, one's the predecessor, one's the successor, and they're pretty good. Both of them, really good shows, anime worthy shows, but not anime. So we're just going to say that. Just so for those of you at home who don't know what the difference is, this is not an anime. These are not animes.
It's anime. It's Western anime.
Well, Western anime, but when we say anime, you know we mean like Japanimation.
It's not anime, but
It's American anime.
it's not. I mean, it has the potential of being an anime, but it's not an anime. Bright, they made that better.
Kobo, we've had this discussion in the past. We've had a discussion between anime and anime worthy. You even corrected me on some things that are more anime worthy than anime.
Absolutely, because I'm a purist. All right? I just like to start shit because it's great, man. And people are like, that's not anime. I'm like, yeah, it is. Just start with them when you know fully well it's an anime.
All right. So with that being said,
it was over what do you call it? The samurai one.
Oh yeah. No, not Samurai Jack. It was Samurai Jack.
It was Samurai Jack. You were calling it anime. I said nope. That it is Western animation.
Yeah, that's not.
No. Here's the thing. I didn't say it was anime. Grim said it was anime. Remember, we was arguing with Grim.
Was it Grim?
It was Grim.
It was Ezra.
Was it Ezra or Grim? It might have been Ezra.
Grim anyway.
Well, Grim don't watch anime except Grim only watch Hunter x Hunter. So like.
Listen, Grim don't even watch DBZ, dude. Is he really even like a black dude? I can't even.
Oh wow.
What? DBZ is like the Godfather.
No, DBZ is the godfather of all like anime that came from the boom.
I had binged DBZ before you were all born. Damn it.
Yes, we know, old timer.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, what's up, Rob? See you in the chat, bro. What's good, my homie? All right, so, but before we get into it and start asking these questions and going over what we believe is the superior, in my personal opinion, before the debate actually begins, I'm gonna introduce my guest for tonight. First, we have the energy queen, Dominique herself.
Yo, what's up? It's the energy.
Then we have the grandfather, or should I say, he doesn't like that no more. The Godfather.
That's I like that. You can roll with that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start saying, "Yes, you're right."
No, seriously, he is the Godfather of anime. Literally, he has schooled. I love anime, and I'm known to be pretty knowledgeable. But he has schooled me in anime history and got me to watch some shows. The one, the only, Cobalt 70.
What up?
And last but definitely not least, the boy, the one, the only, the nullified saint.
Yo.
So we're going to get on into this, guys. I'm glad you can join me for this tonight. And I just want to hop on in and start asking like the hard, serious, hitting questions. And Rob says hi to everybody. So
Hi,
Rob.
So let's just jump on into it. But first, before we get into it, I just want us to go around and say how do we feel about these two shows in general?
She's holding back. She's holding back right now.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So I guess I go first.
Whoever.
I guess I'll go first. I myself haven't watched too much into Korra. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now. But
But
it
you watched
seems
the
like the
show. You
first chapter
watched the first season,
is
right?
pretty great. Yeah, I've watched the first season,
Yeah. So all
and
right.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but my Avatar, to me, it overshines Korra. I'm sorry to say. I just Avatar was just my shit, dude. I've watched it 6, 7 times already. It's like Naruto Shippuden for me, dude. It's like candy to a fat boy. I mean, it's
Candy to a fat boy. Yo.
Wow.
And that's poetry right there.
Poetry in motion. Like he said, candy to a fat boy. All right, no, I respect your answer. Anybody else want to go next?
All right, I
Ladies
think I'm
first.
ready.
What's up? Go for it, baby.
All right, well, nah, gotta get my emotions in check because, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender, that is like one of my all-time favorite animations growing up. Like, oh, like, see, it leaves me speechless because of like the character development, the characters themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
hold on, stop it. And just like the whole storyline. I mean, and then like getting to like behind the scenes about it, like these people literally went to like these countries, did their research. It wasn't just like, made up, or like they, just going off based on, whatever. They literally did their research and like took the culture that they, learned about and made sure that it was like, accurate in the animation. It was just like blended so well. Like the last Airbender, it just it's an iconic animation. Like everyone will be talking about the last Airbender. Now with Legend of Korra, I became very excited with the Legend of Korra because of the fact that we're having a continuation from an iconic animation. Now I I I say this. I do love Legend of Korra to an extent, mainly because we now get to see, the perspective of a female lead. But how they went about the storyline, it just wasn't sequential like how the last Airbender was. I felt like we watched four different things happen, even though they were in the same time period. It just was not coming together for me. It kind of like confused me on some stuff. Some stuff I was left unanswered.
Mm-hmm.
So like you know, Last Airbender will always top Legend of Korra. I'm gonna be honest, it's big facts.
All right, well, we're
Like,
gonna get to all that. We're gonna
Me
get to that.
too.
So, like, I got some questions. Trust me, I got some questions.
All right, all right.
All right, Kobo.
All right. I agree with her, and she hit the nail on the head with that. Avatar, in its storytelling, is concise,
Yes.
complete. Its narrative style is consistent from each book all the way to the end. You travel this epic with Aang.
yes,
You don't get that with Korra, and that is its biggest failure. Is the storyline is convoluted. It's not like you get lost, but it's like itself is lost within her story.
yes,
I feel they spent a lot of time in small areas of her story, and her character development seemed forced in many issues. I'll always love the OG, and I respect the change and the attempt, but I felt they should have spent more time to create a clear, concise narrative that was just as compelling, because they had all the elements there to make a great story, but the way they put it together could have used work.
Okay. Okay.
And that's where I stand with Korra.
All right. With all that being in mind, or all that being said, and all that information coming to my head, let's get on to the first question. Okay.
Who would win a fight?
No, we're saving on that. You know, I like you.
I know that's in there.
It's definitely in there. It's definitely in there. But if we're going to talk about the Avatar universe, right? Who do we think out of the? All right, so we learned so much about different Like we learned about the balance, we learned about the different bendings and stuff like that, right? Out of all of those,
Yeah.
what is your favorite form of bending?
Ooh, can I go? Can I go?
Go
Yes,
for
go,
it.
go,
Go
go.
for it.
Go for it.
I'm probably gonna take all. I don't know. I might not. I might take one of y'all's choice. I might not. But blood bending.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Ooh, blood
no.
bending.
No.
All because of Korra. But yeah, because I did because we did see it in Avatar. But dude, just seeing it recently, watching Korra the first chapter, dude. That I mean, it was broken before when they used it in that couple episodes, which was, you know, I'll let that be I'll let that come to an answer for a question probably. But bloodbending just seems freaking amazing, dude. It looks terrible. It looks terrifying. It's
No, blood
broken.
bending is like extremely terrifying.
Yes, it is. It just makes me go, ooh.
Rob also answered his favorite, but I'm not going to say it just yet. I'm gonna say it in a minute, Rob. All right, who's next?
All right. I will go on this one, and I will choose earth bending.
Okay.
Bending's great.
Purely for Toph and the metal bending that she does later on, which is awesome.
Let's be real. Toph when she did that proved herself to be the greatest earthbender of all time. Like,
Yep.
she did.
Mm-hmm.
Without question.
Hands down.
Without question.
Mm.
Yeah, all right, D, what about you?
I thought he had more to say.
What?
No. That's what I'm rolling with. What more need to be said? It's tough. We all love that woman.
Yeah, I understand that. I thought you could add to it, but yes, that in itself, like, no one's touching top when it comes to earthbending. But
No,
anyway,
I just dropped the mic and walked right out of the room. That's what happened right there. I could have just said, "Top," drop the mic, walk right out. Everyone been like,
yeah, I would have been like,
Yep.
I wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have said
it.
anything after that. I would have been like, okay, cool.
Yep, I would clap. But for me, I always been a fan of waterbending. Like I always like looked up to Katara and would like practice her moves when I was a kid. Cause I just love the way that you do the motions when it comes to waterbending,
Mhm.
and the fact that it can turn to ice, and then you have blood bending. Even though that was like I don't want to do that. That creeps me out to like
gave a real dark element to the anime right there with that too.
They did.
But then I'm like just this kind of follows through with water bending. I just like think of like how with water it can become a liquid, a solid, and a gas.
Yeah.
Which is basically air.
Water is very versatile.
So I was thinking like could like water benders also like be a bit of airbenders as well? Like,
well, they can do there is like water bending so versatile to the point there was like four to five different versions of water bending. You had the basic, you had ice, you had you had
basic to advanced.
Yeah, basic and advanced. You can heal with it. You can do steam. You could do steam with water bending. You could do swamp bending. Like it was blood bending too. So that's five right there. Out of all of, and that's but you gotta understand because it's water. Water is water flows continuously, right?
And technically, it's rain bending and air and getting water from the air itself.
Yeah. So water bending is like, and it becomes even more 10 times more powerful when you went under the influence of the moon.
That is true too.
Water bending is kind of like broken when you think about it, and if you master all forms of water bending, yeah, you kind of broken.
Well, it's broken because you have that time period.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, water bending. I like that. All right, for me, and the reason why the reason why I didn't say it right away, and then here's my thing on it though. I'm gonna hit y'all with something with this. All right, so me and Rob came to the same one, and Rob, I'm about to say it. So me and Rob both chose lightning bending.
lightning. Yes, I knew you were going to
Lightning bending.
They,
Now
they're,
what?
God,
they're,
whatever,
Well,
whatever. All right, now
this
you're
is
getting all esoteric on the natural state of things. You know,
well, lightning
whatever.
bending
All
was in
right.
the original. Let's not do that. So lightning bending, what Rob said, lightning bending is one of the strongest
fire.
abilities in Avatar, The Last Airbender, and
True.
Azula's lightning bending attack nearly killed Aang, which is true. And it's
yeah,
also
that
one of the
is true.
rare, and it's also one of the rarest forms of bending, which is also true. Well, not so much when you get the
Well,
core, but it is one of the.
Yeah,
It's not technically the rarest. It's just hard to
Yeah,
learn.
blood bending
Yeah.
would be the rarest.
No, metal bending
depending
would be the rarest because only Toph could do it at that
That's
time.
true. It'd be metal and then blood and then it'd be lightning. Because
Well,
most
Toph and Aang, that's the limit right there.
Yeah.
Aang could have
Mhm.
done it.
technically all you need to learn how to do redirect or control lightning is to learn a form of water bending. Like you learned a form on how to control it, and that's how
But here,
Zuko learned it.
but yes,
Yeah.
you're right, and like let's be real, Iroh was a genius for that.
Iroh's a fucking goat.
Well, we're gonna
But-
get to that. We're gonna get to that. But here's my question though. Like, all right, has anybody seen like how elements actually play out? Like in real life. Like
Oh, yeah.
wind when it hits and goes back and forth and causes pressure and can create lightning.
Right.
Why couldn't airbenders do lightning? Why is it firebenders
Well, that's
only?
just it. That's just it. If you were going to look at airbending as a capability, if any ability would lend itself to lightning best, it would be airbending because you'd be able to control the ions within the air itself.
That's my point
essentially
exactly.
what lightning doesn't fly down and strike the ground. It's a cooperation between the ground and the clouds. So it contains all three elements: moisture, water, air,
Mhm.
earth, and the metals in earth.
Which
So,
is why I
I mean-
always thought it was weird when the Avatar has all the abilities.
Exactly.
Why is it that only the
And-
Fire Nation is able to utilize lightning bending?
And
Well,
also,
that's what I mean. It flies in the face of the whole concept of how the bending abilities work. Because
Mhm.
here's a bending ability that's attributes could only be all of them, or it couldn't be one of them. It had to be all of them.
Right.
But yet here you have it chosen as one of them. It
You
is
also-
one of the small flaws in the series itself that I've identified.
Mhm.
you also got to understand that airbenders didn't like that malicious intent that dealt with lightning bending. They were more of the passive. Didn't
Yeah,
want to
they're
hurt
purists.
nobody.
Yeah,
If
you're right, and
anybody-
you're 100% right. But at the same time, and I agree with that. But at the same time, why couldn't they have used lightning bending as a form of energy and not as just attacking? You know what I mean?
They probably
Right.
didn't.
Mhm.
They wouldn't know how to basically control it at that point once they received it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Yeah,
Anyway.
but that's just my bottom line because like I never understood like fire, and then I'm like, wait,
No,
lightning
I'm
bending?
right there.
What?
I never understood how lightning would associate with the fire bending. I mean,
Exactly.
it just made no sense to me.
So
I mean, how I thought was because like it's like combustible or something like that. Like when lightning strikes, it like when it hits the ground, like kind of like combustible. So like it's like a bit of an explosion. Sometimes it causes fire.
it
Like
causes fire, but because it causes a spark. So is weird. And in that sense, it makes a little bit sense, but at the same time, when you thinking like elemental wise in reality, it like wind would make more sense first because it comes from the sky. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
it would.
Right.
And because you're controlling the positive and negative ions within the air itself.
Yeah, within
And
the
that's
atmosphere.
that's the line that lightning will often travel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
You know.
why they do that form to cause lightning when they do that type of form.
And even then, lightning's like conjuring lightning is his own form of bending, and like it's not even called bending; it's called conjuring lightning, right? That's what they called it first before they called it lightning bending. It's called conjuring lightning. And like it's apparently it's dangerous to eat. It's you have to really be a master to master it because like doing lightning bending, if you mess up while doing it, like that time that Iroh tried to teach Zuko almost killed himself.
Yeah, he did.
It's a
Well,
double.
Zuko was different in that his firebending was extremely powerful.
Yeah.
All right.
It
So
was,
he
but it
wasn't
was
he,
also
but his biggest issue wasn't his power. He had the power to do it more than his sister,
He
but
wasn't focused.
he did not have the control.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that was his key issue. And you see that through the character development, he gains control of his abilities as he gains control of himself.
he didn't have
Yep.
mental ability to. He didn't have the mental capacity. He was too broken.
Whereas
Yeah.
whereas
He was too focused on
Azula,
something.
she was so mentally unstable to the point that she was stable.
Yeah.
She was like a steel trap. She was like, I'm evil. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for it. Like
She was ultimately focused on impressing her dad.
Yeah.
Zuko was just intent on trying to capture the Avatar to be back with his family.
yeah.
To me, it struck me the same way. Like she sought approval in a society that
Well,
traditionally was 90% men leading. So it was a patriarchal society there, and so she felt she had to work twice as hard, and she really worked herself into a corner with that, and not being totally there in the head.
True.
And
okay.
then
So let me. Okay. So from what I've seen when it came to Azula, like what was his name? Ozai.
yeah, Fire Lord
Yeah.
Ozai.
Ozai said no. It was Zuko said that Ozai said that Azula was born lucky. Zuko was lucky to be born. It was just that Azula was already like, special, basically.
Well, she's the
only
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
the
Don.
only reason why she was basically like became mentally unstable is because of the fact that their mother like would always show that love and compassion more towards Zuko because of the fact that his father wasn't showing it with him. He was always impressed with Azula and what she could do and stuff, and was always disappointed with Zuko. But their mother, she didn't want Zuko to feel left out, feel down and stuff. So that's why she always showed him love and compassion. But then like Azula would feel left out from that. And that's why she's like, never felt that genuine love. So then it like, made her, I guess, just be focused on, being strong and, feeling like she's all that and trying to get this attention. Basically what she wanted was attention, but like more like from her mother as well.
That's true.
I remember that now. Thank you.
Yeah,
you're totally right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
You see her being just basically shunned by her mother for her brother, and that's why she hates her brother so much. And it's a pivotal character development portion for both of them. So you're right. It played a huge part. Thank you for reminding me of that. Remember that it's been 10 years since I've seen it.
But yeah, so like it's just even with all that in mind, it's just like it's so much that goes into play with the character development just from that series. Like not even going to Korra, which actually brings me to my next topic. Okay, favorite out of the two series. Let's be completely honest. Favorite character. So let's from each series. Let's pick a favorite character from each series and why.
All right. Well, I'll go first, and
Okay.
I will lay it down. Obviously, Toph, because Toph's just freaking badass. One of my favorite characters in the series, absolutely. And then Aang, I love Aang. You get to see him grow up and become exactly what you wanted him to be. You saw him start from basically just being a totally alone person that doesn't even know what they want to do with life to finding a goal and then achieving it. And in a way, when you're younger, it's the type of thing you want to grow up admiring. It's the type of idea of not giving up, of following your dreams.
Okay.
He's a pivotal character in that way, and yeah, you know.
All right. Well,
I have one
what
question.
about Korra, Cobalt?
With Korra,
No, I mean, who would you? Which your favorite character out of that series?
well, I mean, I'm obviously gonna pick Tough again, but
I'm still gonna pick Top, old lady Top.
He gets 3 choices. What?
No, he gets no because he's
no. It's for me. It's
I went
2 from
wrong.
each series. It's 2 from each series.
Okay, bet.
And then Korra's father.
Oh, okay,
All right.
okay, interesting choice. I like that.
Think of it. Think of it from his perspective. Here's his daughter. He knows her fate, but also is terrified of the implications of that fate because he watched it happen with Aang. He's terrified of the life of the trials she'll have to face, the life that she'll have to lead, and he just wants her to have some normalcy. But at the same time, he's so stringent on her because he doesn't want her to fall in the same pitfalls that Aang did.
Yeah.
You know, if there was anyone in the series that struggled more, I'd like to know.
Nah, I get you. Yeah, definitely. He was very concerned about his daughter the entire time.
You didn't expect that one, did you?
No, I didn't. That was good.
That's right. That's right.
That was good. All right, who next?
I got some eye openers for y'all.
All right,
Keep
go ahead.
talking
Hit us with it, North.
Let's hear it.
Well, if it's 2 from each series, I obviously got to go with Zuko. His character
Totally
development,
respect
first
that.
of all,
Oh my God.
it's great.
He had the best character development, and he definitely did.
Yeah,
I'm changing that answer.
Especially the episodes when he went to help. Him and Uncle Ira were just all the time spent with him was great. And then the time where he spent with every different person of Aang's group, that hit me. And and with his relationship with what's her name, and just him growing up from there to the end of the series. And then I would have to say also for more character development, I would say Jet.
Jet? Really?
Yeah,
Jet?
yeah. I can see that.
It's also character development. I mean, he was so bent on trying to kill firebenders. And I mean, yes, majority of the time he was still on that how would you say, parade. But I mean, at the end, I mean, he was mind controlled, but he wanted to help Katara and them after that. And I mean, he did lose his memory and he still turned out okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I was not expecting you to say Jet. All right, cool.
I'm changing also real quick before that. I'm changing my first one instead of Aang. It's Iroh. Iroh all the way.
Oh, you son of a.
But Korra, I would say the 2 brothers.
Okay, really?
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, they were great development for Korra, dude. I mean, I've only watched 1 season so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the other 3 seasons. But I like the, how they help her grow out. I mean, they keep her stable, and they're both pretty badass benders.
Okay, I respect it. All right, Dom, your turn.
All right. Well, I have a top 3 for Okay, well.
Hit us with it. Just hit us with it.
Last Airbender. Of course, like Team Avatar. I'm a huge big Team Avatar fan. But the 2 I said that, really just like, resonated with me the most was one Katara and the other Iroh. Katara being like, she's the younger sister, but she has, bending. Like, she's not, put as, the helpless. Hold on.
The helpless damsel in distress. Oh, she's on mute. Hold up. We'll give her a second.
I'm back. But yeah, helpless damsel in distress. Like, she has an important role, and she helps the Avatar learn how to waterbend. Yes, he had what was the guy's name who now is her step grandfather or something like that.
I know you're talking about.
Had him throughout his whole entire journey. He needed someone to continue helping him with his waterbend, and like she was there and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she played a huge like part, and like that was very inspirational to me. Like a girl is showing strength and that she don't always need the help from a guy, and she can hold her own. Now Iroh, he was just like one of the best teachers, honestly.
The backbone of the story, right?
Iroh
He
I'm
taught
was
so glad
everybody
you
there.
picked him.
something.
If he was not there, Zuko would not be in his right mindset. Let's be honest. If there was no Iroh, there would be no Zuko.
True.
Having one of the best character developments. This guy, like, first he was a general. He was conquering lands and stuff, but then like the death of his son, it was just like it destroyed him. But also like opened his eyes and made him realize reality, and he had to like change some things about himself and stuff, and like he didn't want to continue on that path of hatred and destruction. And so I'm so glad that he was there for Zuko, especially when Zuko's own father wasn't even there for him. Like he didn't really have like that male figure to look up to. And Iroh was there from the jump when he had to go get the Avatar, to when they were both considered traitors. And then like even though Zuko split apart from him, he and like betrayed him, he's that's Zuko still felt guilty because like the guy that's been there with him from the get-go, like he couldn't just like let that go. That's something that he couldn't let go and stuff. And so he did everything he could to get back on his good graces. But like Iroh never hated him, he never left him, he never thought badly of him. He just wanted him to like see for himself the error of his ways, which he did. And I'm just like, those are my top two. Like, yes.
Right.
You couldn't have picked a better character, really. I was thinking about. I'm like, you know what? He was not just the backbone for Zuko, but for Aang too.
Not even the
Yeah.
entire. Let's be honest. The entire
Like-
Avatar team. They'd all learn something from him.
Yeah.
The entire series revolves around him leading everybody in the right direction.
Even Korra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we should just. I think this is the stand. This is the hill we're all going to die on. Iroh is literally the backbone of the entire Airbender Avatar universe.
He is.
Right?
Well, I mean, I got something
dying on
better.
that
but
hill.
You got
that would
something better?
be a
Let's hear. You got something. Wait, let D finish. Hold on to that thought. No,
honorable,
let D finish.
honorable mention.
No, I was done. Those were my top
Well,
two.
well, you got Korra too. We got to hear your Korra.
Korra. Right.
choices.
Oh, sorry.
Iroh was so good. She's like, she just dropped the mic.
You're like,
and
I'm
walked
done.
out of the room.
I'm done.
And
That's
we're
it.
like, yeah, she won. She won.
For Korra, I guess. Okay, the two that got me for Korra, well, three. I mean, of course, Korra, because strong female lead. But one, Asami,
Ooh.
only because of the fact that when she finds out that Mako? Yeah, Mako had cheated on her. And you expecting her to be like hating Korra or what to be malicious and stuff. No, bro. No, she wasn't malicious. She wasn't trying to get revenge. She was like still like helping this girl, and she was just like when she was having this conversation with Mako, she's like, I like Korra, but like da 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 da. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, you still cool with her after like she kissed your boyfriend? I was like, what Twilight Zone are we in? Like usually that doesn't really happen. Like like a lot, there are females who just be like ready to like pounce on the, chick that tries to do the boyfriend. But yeah, I just thought like, and then like, she making all these gadgets and stuff. Like she was a real strong, independent woman. Even like with her father being all evil, she didn't even turn evil and stuff. She fought against him and everything. I'm just like, yo, this girl is a real one.
Mhm.
Like I like her. Like she was a real one for me.
Definitely.
And then, of course, the person that literally started the whole Avatar, like, being an Avatar 1.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
That's a
that's a
good
good
one.
one.
This dude literally was just like, in order to save, was it Raja? Or something, I think her name was the good spirit.
Yeah.
He was like, you can use me, and we gonna learn all. I'm gonna like learn all these elements from all these elemental, creatures and stuff, and we gonna like be was the dark spirit. I can't remember his name, but like, yeah, he legit like did the work. He's the reason why we even have like avatars going on in the world and stuff. He literally was just like, yeah, you can use me and stuff, because like I'm not gonna let this world be destroyed by some dark looking John. So, but like, yeah, those two were the ones that really captured me in the horror series.
All right, cool. All
That's
right.
a good choice. I didn't even think
definitely.
about that.
Avatar 1 hit me. That's good. No, honorable mention. Go ahead, then I'll say mine.
I mean, boy, it was Sokka. He's the motherfucking dude. That's the boomerang throwing
Space sword. Space sword.
Space sword. Yeah,
Space sword.
That's all he needed was that damn boomerang. He would throw that fucking boomerang and it would work out no matter what.
Comedic relief.
Dude, you mean the pimp? He was a pimp. All right, that's what that boy was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He had a girl. What? Yeah.
The girl
In
Yue,
every town.
The moon. He dated the moon.
he dated
They
the
had Suki, the Kyoshi warrior, and then what was his name?
yeah, Kyoshi warrior.
Suki.
Yeah.
Suki was Kyoshi Wari.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was Kyoshi warrior, and then Ty Lee, Azula's friend, had a crush on him, but like he was just like, nah, right? You evil.
Yeah, bro. Like
But yeah, all these girls up on him.
for him being such the goofy kid too. But my man had plans, and he was a very good tinker. Like he came up with some tough stuff and ideas. He was smart. He was definitely like important to the team.
Yes, he was.
All right, my turn. All right, so for Avatar, for Last Airbender, I would have to say. All right, yeah. All right, here we go. For Last Airbender, I can't not deny it. It's got to be Iroh. Iroh is number.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
I can't say no to
Yeah.
Iroh. Iroh's he's a goat. Good. I'm not even gonna go into it anymore because it's already been thoroughly explained why.
We fanboyed over Iroh
Yeah.
for like this whole time, so it's all good.
So
We
Iroh, and then here's the thing: I'm gonna choose somebody different because of everybody that's been said already, and y'all
All
not
right,
gonna
all
see
right.
this coming.
Oh,
My
God.
boy Appa.
You can choose Appa.
I chose Appa, baby.
Get out of my house.
You know Appa was the GOAT. Let's be real. Appa was like, look, I ain't flying today. Like, Appa was my boy, bro. Appa didn't care. And then it was time.
He picks the one thing that doesn't even have any dialogue in the entire series. You know what? Get out of my house.
Look,
Get out of my
man,
house.
I could have
He
took it a
has a
step further, and I
dialogue,
could have chose.
bruh.
I could have took it a step further, and I could have chose Momo. Don't play with me. Like, you know what I-
Oh, like
Yo,
that'd be fighting words right there. No, I respect that.
No.
He was a powerful aspect of the entire series.
And
You're
let's be
right.
Appa. Let's be real. Appa was a very key factor to the team. Like he took them everywhere. And not to
only
mention,
that, without him, most of those fights, the gnarliest fights couldn't have been done without him.
yeah, exactly. Like Appa was such a key figure. It did like he was important. He was important. He was so important he was so important that it even just to Aang himself. When they took Appa, Aang lost his shit.
Right. That's exactly what I thought of too. I'm like, oh god.
They took Appa in the sand desert. Aang lost it. Like the only time I've seen Aang lose it like that was Monkiatsu.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that was sad.
Bruh.
Oh God.
But you know what? Honorable mention for real quick. Monkiatsu, because literally Monkiatsu had took out at least 100 to 200 fire soldiers.
Oh yeah, the leader, right?
Yeah, he took out at least 200 of them dudes. You can see it, all the bodies surrounding him. He took out at least 200 before he died.
Yeah.
That was a cold.
And my man supposed to be peaceful. My man was about it that day. Monkey Yasu was about it that day, bro.
Peaceful. More like in pieces, dear God.
Monkey Yasu was out there taking names, bro. He was like, look, all right, this is war. I'm not really about war, but y'all didn't push my buttons. Like,
Ooh. Oh my God.
What?
I just thought, okay, can I do 2 honorable mentions real quick?
Go ahead.
I almost forgot about these people, and they were very crucial in this series. So first one, Avatar Roku. Bruh,
Okay.
How you forget Avatar Roku and how he was legit helping, like, Aang, like, throughout his, like, journey of, like, understanding what it means to be the Avatar and, learn from the past Avatar, from his past and everything and stuff. Like Avatar Roku was legit helping Aang through this. And then King Boomy. Bruh, King Boomy.
I see. I wanted to choose Boomy too, but I was like, I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna say
No. We need to give this mention to Boomy because Boomy is legit the definition of good things come to those who wait.
That's true.
Legit,
I was gonna use this if it went to the next question.
No, my man Boomy was about it too. He was like, a solar eclipse. That'll work. Like, it's wreck shit from there.
There went fucking shit.
Oh my God, Boomy was a riot. Yes.
All right. Now for my last two from Legend of Korra. If I had to choose two, it'll definitely be and here's the thing, they're both airbenders. Tenzin.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, Tenzin was really strict and everything at that point. But he started as his character slightly developed and he started to become more, not to say he didn't care, but like more of a caring person, especially when teaching Korra and being someone she can lean on in times of hardship. Like he started showing his softer side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I feel like, and he became such a key figure in her life, more so than anybody else that's trained her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, which y'all might yell at me for this one. There are airbenders.
Please tell me it's not who
Huh?
Please tell me it's not who I think it is.
Zahir?
Ah! I knew it.
It's Zahir. Y'all remember who Zahir is, right?
Yes.
Haven't met him yet.
Oh, well, what about you, Cobalt? You there?
Zahir?
Zahir, yeah.
Here.
Which one was that? Hold on. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Good choice. Good choice, actually.
Zahir is the most powerful airbender to ever live. That's me.
I think I've seen some cutscenes. He like takes the hair out of the body, right?
He was so strong. He was on par with Aang.
Yes. Just strictly airbending. And then he's one step further, in my personal opinion, when it comes to airbending.
No, but at that time, he was equal to Aang at that time, and he improved.
He improved
after that. So he was stronger as an airbender than Aang was later on in his life. And you understood his point of view too. That's a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You sympathized.
I had to choose Zahir for the simple fact he had great character. He was a great character who even had even more character development as the story went on. And not to mention when he became an airbender, he was probably the most vicious airbender to ever be seen besides Monkey Yasu, which we don't know what Monkey Yasu was doing in that room. Like,
right.
And then he was the only airbender to ever break all ties with earthly bounds and be able to fly without a glider.
Yep.
Like he's the only airbender known in existence to be able to fly.
Kind of skill, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was the only one aside from the avatars themselves. They could all fly.
They could.
What?
No, they couldn't.
Almost all the avatars could fly.
I mean, they could if they let go.
They all had earthly attachments. They couldn't fly.
They could. They just didn't. They chose not to, basically, because they didn't want to let go of like the earthly attachment. But they honestly can fly.
Yeah, no, they can, but they didn't. So that's the difference. He said as soon as he lost the woman he loved, all his earthly attachments were gone. And that's, you know what? If that's the case, if Aang had really let go of Korra like he was supposed to during his Avatar state training, he could have flew too.
You mean Katara?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Katara. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm mixing up my words now. But
Korra, he's gonna marry one of his progeny. Are you crazy?
Shut up. But yeah,
this is not the type of channel for this, Tone.
If whatever. If Aang had really let go of all his earthly ties, he probably could have been able to fly. He would have flown. He would have flown without a glider, and he would have just been more OP.
Zuko's real issue was his after he lost everything.
Zuko?
You understood why he was doing what he was doing.
Did you go back to Zuko?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, you just threw me for a minute, Kovo. Like, what? I thought we were talking about Zahir.
I'm thinking about it, and I'm remembering his whole diatribe to Korra that just kind of put her in her place.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, he called her out.
He definitely did.
She couldn't respond to it.
Nope.
You know, and she had to find that answer herself.
Yep.
So, I mean, that best out of that entire series of Legend of Korra, he had some of the strongest character development.
That's true.
He's legit my favorite villain out of that whole entire series.
I guess he's important. I bet.
Except for when Toph's the villain, because that was awesome too. She just tormented them in that swamp. That was great.
Oh yeah. Oh man. But yeah, no, Zahir is definitely that was the choice I had to choose. I had to make that choice.
Completely forgotten about him too, and he was such a strong character in that series.
He was such a good villain too.
He really was. He was legit the best, to be honest. Like,
he was my favorite villain out of the series.
Yeah, mine too.
So.
Oh wait,
all right, but moving on to the next question. All right. So this question is going to tie into another question as we get to it. All right. This question is really open, and it's going to start the open debate for everything going forward. Favorite avatar, and I'm not talking about Aang and Korra specifically. I'm talking about in general of all the avatars we've ever learned of.
I would just go now because technically I don't have too much fond memories of the avatars, but I would probably say, let's just go with freaking Roku.
See, I was hoping he was going to say that. I really was. You want to know why?
Because I don't have very much memory of all of them. I mean, you know,
but we don't know all of the avatars that existed, but there were a lot that were made known to us throughout both series. More so in Aang's. But
more so in Aang's.
You really only got character development on like 4 or 5 of them, you know.
Yeah. But if I'm be honest with you, screw Roku. I'm gonna say it. Screw Roku. Okay. Yeah. You heard me, D. You heard me. Screw Roku as an avatar.
I don't know why.
Why you got hate him so much?
What's yours then?
Me?
Why you got hate on him so much?
Well, I gotta hate on Roku because he was a useless avatar.
Oh.
He gave his life to protect people.
Yes, no, that was very noble, and I respect that, and I am very proud of him for doing that. But that dude was useless in the fact that he could have prevented the war a long time ago.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, to be honest, Sozin, I mean, you see what family he came from. It was bound to happen.
Yeah,
For
but
him
all
to,
I'm saying is he could have at least not stopped the war, but he could have prevented it from happening as early as it did by taking out Sozin that moment.
You're right.
I mean,
You're right.
I think
But
that's your best friend.
No, Sozin didn't see it
Like,
that way.
but let's also remember that Sozin was his best friend.
Yeah.
yeah, how can you take out your best friend?
Well, Sozin had no problem doing it.
Yeah, well, Sozin was a dick. All right?
Like Sozin left Avatar Roku to
I mean,
die.
if we're gonna say fuck anybody in this series, I mean, you could say fuck Sozin, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right.
Like he literally left
Hey.
Sozin. Sozin was like, "All right, I'm out. You can die now."
Hey,
I was like, "What?"
Hey, Tone.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, I gotta bounce, man. Something's going on. I will catch y'all tonight or tomorrow, man.
All right, man. It's good having
Let
you.
us know what's
Hey,
going
sorry
on. Hit
about
us
that,
back
guys.
later on.
Yeah, let us know.
Still.
Yeah, let us know everything's cool, man.
All right, cool, later.
All right.
See ya.
All right. But yeah, no. So with that being, I'm glad he was able to say that. But yeah, Roku, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Roku was an excellent guide for Aang. I will say that.
Yeah.
And he helped Aang with his development and he was very important to the story. But when it came to him doing his duties, he was kind of useless. Which is why Aang, I felt like he left it to a 12-year-old kid to clean up his mess.
Wow, when you put it that way.
It's all right. But if we're gonna continue on, my favorite Avatar, especially I'm not picking any of the two that are the main two. Avatar
Of course.
Kyoshi.
Kyoshi. That's the chick, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say her.
I'm sorry, Don.
Listen, we only really we're all gonna pick the same three, all right? So it's okay. You could share it.
Avatar Kyoshi. She was brutal. She was vicious.
She was
Yeah.
She was a warrior, man. And she was about it. She was like, I'm gonna keep the balance. And I'm gonna keep the balance at any means, by all means necessary. Like she didn't fight with no inner demons about taking anybody's life or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. That's something that anybody should fight with. But if it was about keeping the balance and the peace, she was like, it's for the cause. I'm for it. Like she straight up told she straight up told Aang, kill him. She said, kill Avatar. She said, kill the Fire Lord. Like she straight up told him to his face. They were like, just kill him.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, she was by far one of the most badass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to choose one, I'm going to choose one.
Avatar 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Think of it from this perspective. Not only did he start the Avatar cycle, but he was bound to that cycle through all of the avatars.
That's true.
Guiding them at every chance he could get. And finally, in the culmination of it, completing the cycle and sealing the demon.
Mm-hmm.
The guy gave everything for the future.
That's
far
true.
more than I'd say any other avatar did. He sacrificed far more of his own life than any of them.
That's true. That's definitely true. I'll give you that. Avatar 1.
And in terms of power, he was absolutely the strongest. Because he was the source of it all.
Yep.
All right, Don. You still going to say Kyoshi or?
I mean, we already said my top two, so.
I mean, she is pretty tough, but.
Yeah, no, Avatar 1 and Kyoshi, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I respect Null's opinion about Roku, but at the same time, Roku just don't do it for me. And I'm not saying he was an irresponsible avatar, but he didn't do his job like he was supposed to. Like I said, I don't think he probably couldn't have prevented the war, but he could have at least postponed it You know.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't. I mean, all right. If I had to be fair, he kind of postponed it by being alive and threatening Sozin by telling him, as long as I'm alive, the next time you try to, if you try this, I will kill you. He should have just killed him. That's just my point. But
No, I respect you. I respect it. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially since Souza
Yeah.
ended up killing him. Well, now he didn't kill him. He didn't pull the trigger, but he let him die.
But if you think about it, if he had done it, had killed Soldier earlier, there would be no Aang. There would be no Avatar. There would be nothing. To be honest.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well,
You're 100% right.
He didn't stop the cycle, you know. So
Yeah, like, I know the cycle wouldn't stop, but like the series wouldn't be what it is because
Yeah.
like it's based off of the Fire Nation taking over thanks to Sojin, basically. But if Roku would have stopped Sojin earlier, there most like there's no. I don't think the Fire Nation would have like become you know the main
villain.
the main villains, or the one that be on the attack all the time and stuff, and overtaking the other elements. Yeah, if so, it would have been like a whole different like thing going on.
Right. All right. But that brings it, and this is the open debate that I was talking about. Finally get into it. Who was the better Avatar out of the two series?
No. Who's the better Avatar?
Who's the better Avatar? And when I say better Avatar, I want it broken down, and we could actually discuss each point. Who was the better Bender? Who was the better in the Avatar state? Who was the better one at keeping the balance? Everything.
Well, I mean, Aang's going to be the better airbender. Korra's going to be the better waterbender.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, we know that. In terms of raw strength, I would give it to Aang.
Really? I give it to Korra.
All right.
Oh,
No. Listen, I will explain why. Aang's training was unimpeded. He never once doubted his goal. He was constantly driving forward. So his strength constantly got there. Korra constantly questioned herself, but she had started training at an earlier age. So in terms of skill, I think she was far more skilled than Aang was.
All right. Now here's where I don't agree with that. For the simple fact, I think Aang was the more skillful. I think he had a better mastery of his bending. Whereas Korra, I think, is the better bender in a sense. When I say better bender, she is the more ferocious fighter. Which I feel like if it was just regular, if Aang didn't have the skill that he had, Korra could wipe the floor on him.
You think Korra would win in a fight against Aang?
Like that's what. All right, if we're just talking like raw brute aggressiveness and strength, I think she could win.
Okay.
Because she was a ferocious bender. Like, that's before. Now, granted, I'm talking about season 1 Korra.
Okay, so you gotta include you gotta include Korra at her peak of strength.
Her peak of strength, and then for
Just
me,
like Aang at his peak of strength.
Well, for me, Korra's peak of strength was definitely like season 2.
You don't think that at the end, when she's literally working with all of the history's avatars, she wasn't at the peak?
No, she would. For me, I felt Korra became weaker at the end of the seasons, at the end of the series, for the simple fact that her mindset differed. I felt like she was too influenced by her past lives, especially Aang, and try to deal things more peacefully, which I respected. But I felt like it weakened her because when she fought, what was that final villain, the metal bender? Yeah, when she fought her, She was getting her butt handed to her, and there was no reason
And
she
I
should have got her
was
butt handed
pissed
to her.
off watching that.
Huh?
So pissed. I
I
was
was
so
pissed
off
at that fight. I was like, why is she losing right now? She getting her butt handed to her by a mere earth and metal bender, and you got all these other elements. Not to mention you can metal bend and anything. Why are you losing? And for her to be such a then it clicked. She lost that ferocity. She wasn't as, in my personal opinion, she wasn't as fierce as she was.
But she couldn't have mastered. She would never, even though she had the fierceness, she had to let go of the fierceness to master all the elements.
Yes,
without all the elements, she could not be truly the Avatar. So she never even, she couldn't have that ferocity and be an Avatar. So in that way, she could never have competed with Aang.
But that's what I said.
That's what will always have ended up stronger than her.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I agree with you, but at the same time, it's like 50-50 for me, because Aang was the better bender. If Aang didn't have his skill, his natural born innate skill for bending, as he did, like the Korra had it too, but he had more technique, in my personal opinion.
He picked up He did pick up new bending techniques way faster than Korra did. Korra struggled.
Yes.
Korra struggled with.
So with that in mind, he is a
lot earlier than him.
Yeah.
Like, she had already mastered water bending by the time he was, and had moved on to other elements when he had come out of the ice as only an airbender. You know. So she had a head start on him, but I still think at his peak he was stronger.
Okay.
I will say this though. When she kind of like did that fusion thing with Juan and all that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was peak strength. She was 100% stronger than Aang. In fact, she was 100% stronger than all other avatars except for Juan.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we're considering peak strength, Korra would win because of that one instance.
I'll give you that. But it becomes, like I said, if we're coming to just, if Aang didn't have his innate technique and skill that he had, I feel like because she was more of a more ferocious bender.
She was more of a brawler, for sure.
Yeah, she could have took him. Because Aang, even when doing firebending or whatever, or earthbending, Aang always played more defensively. Because of him being born an airbender.
He didn't really want to hurt anyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the teachings of the monks were.
Just wanted to win, you know. And that was, and for both of them, those were the hurdles that they had to overcome. Aang had to assert himself. Korra had to not let her emotions drive her.
Right.
You know.
So they had to learn they had to learn from their weaknesses for sure. But
Aang was better at energy control than she was, but Korra was actually could metal bend. Aang could never do that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she got the metal out of her body.
But I guess, who needs metal bending when you can energy bend like that in that will.
Right.
Like he taught, like the lion turtle taught him energy bending. He ran with it from then on.
But then that gets me wondering, how does Amon know how to do it?
He didn't know how to energy bend.
So that's why I thought, like, was it just that he blocked their bending?
Yeah, he blocked it. He blocked their bending with blood bending.
That's why
it was like a pressure point thing.
That's what I thought. Because they were able to get back. But wait.
Wait, what?
Wait. So did Aang? Okay, now this is like got me questioning. So Aang took away Ozai's bending, right?
Yeah.
Amon only stopped it.
Yeah, he blocked the bending. He blocked people's bending. He didn't take it away.
Yeah, it
So
was all the
then,
pressure point thing. You were right about that.
so then, when Aang taught Korra how to give it back, it was just basically a bloodbending pressure point thing. What like
Like
if it was just
basically,
that,
it's similar, but it's not. Whereas in like, all right, so let me say
It
this.
was a chakra flow thing.
Yeah, it was a chakra
What
flow
happened
thing.
was when he attacks Korra, he blocked off her chakra, so she could no longer control her bending abilities.
right?
Whereas later on, she learned how to control her chakra better and overcome those points.
Yeah. Where you
So
think,
her abilities were never taken away. They were just sealed
yeah, because
because she couldn't do it.
if you literally take somebody's bending away, you're taking away all their energy, like their natural chakra energy, right? Or chakra energy.
Right.
You saw what happened when he took away the Fire Lord's bending, right? My man was limp.
Well, no, the reason he was able to take it away didn't have to do with the chakra, but the actual like the breath of
Yeah.
Wan. You know, the avatar bending abilities that are innate in all of us because of Wan took that away.
Yeah. But when he did that though, when you actually take someone's bending away, they literally have no energy to hold themselves up. Is what I was getting at. That's how you knew.
Yeah.
Like anybody Amon's blocked their bending, they still were able to naturally walk around and everything. When you take away somebody's bending, that energy that flows through them, they literally can't function like they used to.
Right.
That's a relearn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm be honest with you. I thought that was more savage than killing than killing the Fire Lord. When you think about it, I was like, huh, you just made this
That
man
would
a
have been
cripple.
like cliche. That would have been real cliche when he took away the bending. I was just like, oh, okay.
I was like,
You can't do nothing to know.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, Aang just made a whole cripple. Like he just crippled this man. Like this man is a vegetable. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, but with that, so all right, so if we're now, who was better? We are. I think Kobo already basically said, but I'm like obviously the better Avatar state.
Better Avatar state would have to be for
Kobo, you said Korra too, right?
Aang never went to the source of it all.
No, he almost
never did.
Actually,
and so what we have to do is, if we're judging just on a base, Aang's of course going to win. But if you don't include the fact that she touched the source and became and fused with it in a way, yeah, she's absolutely she was far more pure Avatar than anyone after Wan.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So I have a quick question that ties into this. So if Azula never shot Aang, do you really think he would still have been able to go into the Avatar state at that time?
Fix it?
Yeah, I
What do you
don't
mean?
know if it's off because I know it stops for a while sometimes. The fan stops, so I don't know.
What do you mean, D?
We're just going across the street. Dinner's in the oven.
Did you get that?
Oh,
I knew you didn't.
so what I'm saying is that when he tried to do it the first time, it didn't work because he was still like tied to like his love for Katara and everything and stuff.
Right.
Then when they were in the that situation with Azula and Zuko and all them and stuff, and then he was just like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's the only way to like save everybody. And then he got shot by Azula as he was about to enter it and stuff. But I'm saying like, if she had never had shot him, would he still have been? Would it still have been able to work? Meaning, it's like I'm thinking, even if he didn't get shot, it still would never have worked because I feel like he was too attached to the earth.
Okay, to answer your question, if I remember correctly, he did enter the state, which is why when she shot him, he lost his connection because she damaged him while he was in the state. Like at
But
that,
would it have still followed through?
yeah, I think so. Because he actually let go. Like he really did. I think it would have held. He let go. And then even after that, once that part of his body was, remember when he was fighting the Fire Lord? Once that part of his body was hit, when he hit the rock or whatever it was, like he reestablished his connection, and like he went into the Avatar state like it was nothing, and was able to control it.
Mm.
So I think he could have did it. I think he would have did it.
Yeah. Oh, forgot about that. Okay. Wait, what was the main question?
Huh?
What was the main question?
Oh, Avatar State. Avatar State.
Oh, right. Yeah. So now that I remember all that now, yeah, I feel like
Me myself personally, I think Korra definitely the strongest stronger in the Avatar State.
well, yeah, she fused with the spirit world. Like she has connection with both worlds now. Ain't never actually got to fully access that because like I feel like when he was on that turtle, he was able to like connect with the past avatars and stuff, but he never could fully like no wait he wait he did go to the spirit world, I believe.
Only once.
Mm-hmm.
I covered it real quick. Yeah, but like
I think he only went once though.
no, I believe it was twice.
It was
Because
twice.
I remember that time when Zuko went to get him at the southern not southern northern water tribe.
Oh,
There was that time.
yeah, you're right. It was twice.
And then he had to save Sokka. He had to save Sokka from the spirit beast, the spirit of the forest.
Yeah, maybe it was.
And he figured out why.
Ew, my boy King Cryptic in the building.
We got Cryptic here?
Yeah, Cryptic's he's in the chat. He said, yo, everybody.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up, my boy?
But yeah, I believe have entered it like twice. But
it might have been more than you know what? It might have even been more than that now that I think about it. He did do a lot of meditating.
Yeah.
True, but did he ever fight the root of all the evil?
No, he never did.
No.
Nope.
No. That's like
Korra
like,
did, bro. You know?
That's why I said Korra.
Like,
Korra, she's hands down, Korra is the better avatar when it comes to the avatar state.
Well, and if we took away bending altogether, she would still kick the shit out of Aang.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Also, like Aang ran away because, like, he did not want to be separated from Monkey Yatsu because of the fact that they found out he was, the next Avatar and stuff. He ran away. Korra, she automatically owned that she was the Avatar when she was like 3 years old.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, they knew. He ran from the training that he should have had, where she started right away and went right into the cycle of being the Avatar. Right. So that's another reason why I say, in terms of raw skills, she had it because she had trained far more than Aang did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aang was he was just a natural born genius for the most part.
But in terms of balance, I felt like if you cut out the one section where she had to fight the main negative energy and fuse with one and all that shit, if you cut that out, Aang by far had the better balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was better at keeping the balance for sure. Aang was better at holding and keeping the balance. Not to say that Korra didn't fight and try to keep the balance as she knew her job was to do. but she struggled at it more than Aang. In my person, and Aang struggled at it too, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like
here's the caveat. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, I feel like she struggled at it way more than Aang did for different reasons.
If you think of it this way, though, here's the caveat.
Wait,
Aang's powers as the Avatar are also her powers. So she is, by the world's law, stronger than Aang because her power includes Aang's.
Not to mention he taught her energy bending.
All the previous avatars, and that would include Aang. So, yeah.
Not to mention he did teach her energy bending.
Mm-hmm.
Which breaks my heart because Aang is still a better avatar, even if he would lose, and that breaks my heart. You all felt my pain. You all felt it.
Look. Technically, we already established that when it comes to raw power, she definitely has it. But if we employ all of Aang's technique, his skill, his innate ability, like if it was just literally a strict battle with all of that in mind, Aang probably will win.
I mean, Aang did have a lot of tricks up his sleeves too. Like he always thought outside of the box, in my opinion, when it came to like, trying to get out of a situation or came to his like fighting. Like it wasn't always like, fists and like going in like how Korra was at first. She was just like all in and ready to throw hands. With Aang, he had to like, he was more clever when it came to like how he's supposed to attack, how he's supposed to defend and stuff. So
yeah. So bottom line is, I think we've come to realize like both series are good, but if I had to really choose, Last Airbender is what it is. It's where it's at.
It's the better series.
It's the better series. It's the better series, and it's consistent in its story.
Yes.
Like there was one ultimate bad guy that he had to take care of. Whereas Korra, don't get me wrong, it was a new age, so it was different things. But there were too many villains, and every time a new villain popped up, it was like, why is this villain doing this? Why we got to start all over? Why is this villain doing it?
Well, I mean, you're right. There were small time villains in the Last Airbender but you never lost sight of what his goal was. Whereas in Korra, all it was small time villains for each arc, and you never really got a sense of any end goal, any big villain, any major issue that she had overcome. There was no real it was all subplot and no main plot. And that's my problem with Korra.
And for me, in Korra, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Oh God, tons, right?
In the Last Airbender, you had questions, they were answered or automatically answered. You got a backstory about this character, or you know why this character's doing what they're doing and stuff. Like there was always a purpose for, or any questions that we had, they were answered. For Legend of Korra, why do we see her at the little bar for like 2 seconds and then she's like a teenager? Like what happened between that gap? Why with Kuvira we see her in season 3 and she's happy, she's a good person, then she turns evil. Like why in season 4 she's not the villain?
Not even just that. Kuvira wasn't just she didn't just become a bad guy. She like snapped. She lost it. Like
I was just like, why? Like where did all this come from? And then like Zahir, where did it go? Well, I mean, we kind of got a sense of Zahir. Like he was the only one that I felt like we did.
Zahir we already said he was the best villain. He had he was a more sound villain than any of the others.
they just should have just started with him and ran with it. Like Amon was like good for like, a mini part or something like that. But they should never had her uncle as a villain. Like, where is this coming? That's her uncle. Why is he evil? What is all this coming from? What is going on? Like, that makes no type of sense. Like, how a mirror is like, they should never have season 2. Season 2 was just like a filler. Literally, it's a filler. Honestly, if you ask anybody, legit, if you ask anybody what was the least favorite season, it's going to be season 2. Like, that one was just no. They should have just like took Zahir, started with him, did 4 seasons of it, and then like boom, we would have been like, nah, Corey's better, nah, Aang's better. This happened, and then like, nah, we would have been a heated debate when it came to Last Ember and Korra. Like that's just my opinion.
I'm just saying, man. If overall, we already established. Now, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say it. Screw it. I don't care. Avatar is the binge worthy one, whereas Legend of Korra, I won't say is that you can't binge, but it's more on the cringy side. It's cringe.
Yes, season 2 is definitely a whole cringe.
Like, if I could literally skip and just do the season with Zahir, binge worthy
Season
right
3.
there. Binge worthy right there.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of Vera until I get to the part where Korra gets her butt whooped by her. That pissed me off. But
get that episode.
God, that pissed me off too. I remember that
whole episode, please.
like, you got washed, but don't get me wrong, and Kuvera ain't no slouch. But you the whole Avatar getting washed like that?
That was hard.
It wasn't just that. It was everything leading up to that too. Was just frustratingly annoying.
Like when she had that conversation with her about like, oh, she wasn't trying to like start a fight. She was like trying to make peace. I'm like, what? What y'all talking about?
I'm like, this girl crazy. She trying to take over the whole. I'm like, this girl crazy. She trying to take over the whole world. If you don't dust her in the sand that you met her in. Like, on some serious stuff.
I know you're not trying to like reason with this girl. With this girl already made her intentions clear. Do you not see this robot? Do you not see this army? She already like tried to start. Do you not see the friction between Toph's sister and her son? Like what that don't you understand? Like, come on now. There's no reasoning with her. She made it clear she wanted to take over. She wanted to rule. And we wasn't gonna have that. But you talk about you're right, like I'm not trying to like start a fight, start a war, I'm trying to make peace, like see if I what I can do to like get people to understand. I'm just like,
yeah, she blew me with that. At that point, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if Aang would have tried to make peace in that situation.
Well, no, Aang had already run into situations just like that. He had to make that choice multiple times during his journey. Yeah. He had an entire arc dedicated to him overcoming that fact and bringing him to the point where he would fight.
Yeah, but Aang wouldn't have got washed, though.
No. And the washing was ridiculous.
Like,
here's someone who's been training her whole life.
And like,
she should have put up a better fight.
I mean, Kuvera washed Korra like she was Mr. Clean. Like, she was Mr. Clean up, and she was like, "Yep, let's get washed her like she had a can of scrubbing bubbles."
I was just like, if season 1 Korra met with Kuvera, we wouldn't be saying that right now. That thing would have been a whole like.
I'm trying to tell you, season 1 to season 2, Korra was ferocious. She was a savage.
That would have been
season 1. Korra was a stronger, like it almost felt like after season 1 they scrambled with what to do with the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of great ideas, but could not decide on which one they could use to run into that ending, which was, I mean, for all intents and purposes, the end of Korra was a solid end, but should have had veins of its arrival in every arc, and it didn't. Instead, you had these just completely disconnected arcs that I mean, really just it took away from the story.
So
that, and she got her ass beat. You know, she should have been kicking ass. Like she should have straight kicked that ass. Like who the fuck was that bitch? She didn't kill it. She didn't kick that much ass. She shouldn't. Nah.
Man,
I'm still mad about that shit. I haven't even seen it, but you brought it up and you fucking made me think about it. I'm like, fuck, that shit did piss me off. Like, fucking, how long ago was this? 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and I'm still fucking mad now. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cobalt. But
it's all good.
But yeah, so as we already established, Last Airbender, 100% binge worthy. Yeah. Korra, obviously more cringy than Binge. If you want to watch Korra, definitely watch it because you can watch it and get through it. And it's not 100% a bad series, but there are the better parts, which like I feel like as a table right now we can say the arc with Zahir is hands down the best.
Season 3.
Oh yeah. Here's my argument though. We're judging Korra based off The Last Airbender. We watched it first. It was phenomenal.
Right.
So the bar for Korra was so high for us. It wouldn't, I mean, would it have ever lived up to its legacy? And what would someone's opinion of Legend of Korra be if they had only seen Legend of Korra?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know?
Actually, I think I can answer this one. So, if I were to see The Legend of Korra first and not have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender at all, I would still probably feel the same way because it's like a movie. Like, there's a sequence throughout the whole entire thing. If I were to see Legend of Korra and just saw these 4 different villains, I just would have been a little confused because I'm expecting, the villain from season 1 to end up in the rest of the series. I mean, that's how, we were, brought up watching movies and shows. Like, you had the same person from the beginning towards the end. Why are these 4 different people? And they're not even cohesive. They don't even know each other. They don't working together and everything. Like, I can understand that's like they were in the same like group or coalition or whatever. They were working on the same goal together and they knew of each other. They had no idea. They didn't connect at all. So it just would have confused me as to like, okay, is this a series about 4 different things happening in the same time period? I mean, I guess it's kind of cool or kind of different from what I've been seeing, but it's still kind of confusing. I still would have just been confused.
That's what I'm thinking. That's my problem. That's why I'm like, if you didn't understand the original story, I feel like if you came in, even at the right time, towards the next episode, you would still walk in confused, like, what the hell does this all mean?
Right.
Even watching Aang and his story beforehand, there were points in Korra where I was like, did I miss an episode?
No, it's just the way it carried itself.
Yeah,
I agree.
So
I wonder if the success of Korra forced them on a shitty timetable where they had to throw all these great ideas together because they didn't have time.
Right.
That's also what I was thinking too about Bright, because they made it clear they wasn't like after season 3, they wasn't continuing At first it was like they wasn't continuing the Avatar series, like they only, just thought of going up to like, from the beginning to the end, and that's it. I felt because of how popular it was, and I think like, with the execs of Nickelodeon, they,
Mm-hmm.
had, say, oh, this amount of money, like this is very popular, please continue and stuff. So I guess they felt like, okay, well, if this is very popular, people keep asking about it, they talking about it, they want more. All right, we'll give it to y'all, but like it's not a lot of like thought process. Like I think like with the Legend of not Legend, that Last Airbender, they legit had a whole thought process as far as like for years before they like written it out, drawn it. Like they legit went to these countries, took pictures, talked to martial arts consultants and everything and stuff to have this series be as iconic as it is. Whereas Korra, I feel like they just did not have a lot had a lot of time or did a lot for it only because they really wasn't trying to continue it. Like they were grateful that it was, the Avatar, The Last Airbender was very popular because that's what they wanted, but they wasn't looking forward to, I guess, continue on with that. But because it was so high in demand and everything, I guess they just felt a bit pressured into continuing that. This is what they gave us. That's kind of how I see it.
I'm with you. I think they did The Last Airbender because they wanted to create something phenomenal, and they loved it, and they did Korra for the money.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I don't hate them for it. They deserve all the money. They deserve all the money they didn't get from the first series.
yeah.
So, but yeah, so let's.
Really didn't. If you look at how Avatar did, initially it flew right under the radar. I almost didn't watch it when it was airing.
Yeah.
I didn't start watching Avatar until the third book.
Then that's what everyone was watching too. That's what everyone was watching.
Yeah, the Earth Kingdom was like
when it first like at the third book, it still hadn't gotten popular. It didn't really get popular until a few years after it had already gone through the story.
That's true.
Like they picked it up and they aired it, but it was really only people who gave it a chance. Everyone else was about Toonami's anime at the time.
Yeah, but at that time I was watching everything.
Me too.
There were a lot of kids though that hopped on it, and I think that's what changed it. Is these kids got older and continued to cite it as one of their favorite cartoons growing up. And I think a few years afterwards, other people started to pick up. It grew at that point, Mm-hmm. And then they're like, "Shit, you guys like that? Okay, we'll make another. Just give us lots of money." And I respect that. I just said, "Shut up, take my money," and throwing it at them. But I don't even care if you give me crap. Just give me more Avatar.
But with all that being said, guys, I think we should probably start wrapping it up. I didn't realize how long we was running. This is really a topic.
Yes. Well, I told you it was gonna be a 10. But not as intense as I thought, but still, this was a very, this is a very strong topic because, like, this information is just like very iconic.
That is true. So, but yeah, so
like we haven't argued about this like 3 times now.
It was twice, Kobo. It was twice.
This is the 3rd time.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right. But with all that being said, guys, like, thank you for joining tonight. I know Noel had to cut out early, but I want to thank him as well. Thank you to everybody who was in the comments and was asking questions and stopped by, view and everything. Like we said, we came to the bottom line. If you're gonna watch anything when it comes to Avatar, watch Last Airbender for sure. For sure. Mm-hmm. Gotta watch Last Airbender. But other than that, I'm glad that Dom and Kobo can join me tonight, as well as Noel. You guys got anything to say before we head on out of here, or?
No.
Huh?
I said it all, baby.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
If you
No, go ahead, Don. Go.
Real quick. So, if you do plan on watching Korra, please skip season 2. You're not missing anything. Okay. You're not missing anything if you skip season 2. Just watch season 1, season 3, and season 4. You're good.
I respect that. I respect that.
The accuracy of that statement is so true. It's like, I can't. A woman's got it out for season 2, and she's right. She's right. You know?
I can't look. It is what it is. So, with that being said,
it is what it is.
As always, guys, I am your host, Ideal Tone. Today, I was joined by both the Energy Queen Dominique and Cobalt 70, the godfather of anime. Okay, and please make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more videos or more episodes of Binge or Cringe. There is a playlist, which we are at the point where I think we're at close to 30 episodes, if we're not already at 30 with this one. So definitely watch them. We got them all the way back to when it was just literally me. Episode 1 was literally me, Cobalt, and Risky. Wow. Episode 1 was to Dragon Ball, right? Dragon Ball Z?
Yep. I think it was our first one.
That was the first one we did. It's been a long run. It's been a long run. And we got more anime and more animation stuff to talk about as we go on. We will be reconvening next month. I'm just going to go ahead and say what the plans are for the next 2 months. For the month of November, we will be reconvening, I believe, between the 8th and the 10th of November. I should be available for us to do an episode. If you guys would like to join. Again, I think we're going to go with something that I've been holding off on doing, but I kind of really want to do. You guys, I want to do Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon inspired anime.
I mean, Sailor Moon itself was inspired by previous anime that were like that. So, you know.
But you gotta remember, not everybody known about those animes before then. But even then, like Sailor Moon and anime that are similar to Sailor Moon. Let me say that. But that's the idea. You know what I mean? There's a lot of.
I'm a straight adult male. I've never watched Sailor Moon. Sorry.
You watched other anime similar to it, right?
I watched Bubblegum Crisis, and that's what started it all, baby.
Well, then you're gonna be there, Grant. You old timer. What do you think about that topic, D?
I am so ready. I love Sailor Moon. I grew up watched it.
And with me bringing in Sailor Moon, there's probably going to be some new faces. I have invited some people who are very big fans of Sailor Moon, so we'll see who all will be here for that one. And in December, I'm going to put this out early. Start setting the date now. December is when we're going to do the end of the year Binge or Cringe episode, which it'll be like mid or early December before the holidays really set in motion for Christmas and all that. Mm-hmm. We're going to do Binge or Cringe on Binge or Cringe.
Oh.
Binge or Cringe on Binge or Cringe?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to talk about our bingiest episodes?
We're going to talk about our bingiest episodes. We're going to talk about our cringiest episodes. We're going to talk about the parts of certain episodes. What was our favorite episodes? The episodes that was like, in certain episodes, like, hey, I remember when you said that. You're a butt for saying, like, we're just going to go through it. But like, I remember you pissed me off on this. I remember you said that and I love that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's time. We're hitting 30 or past 30 episodes. Is at the point where we should be saying how we feel about Binge or Cringe as it's developed, because the Binge or Cringe has developed a lot.
And at
So
the
to-
end, we're gonna crucify Ezra for what he said about Naruto.
No, we're gonna get to that. I still hold a grudge. I still hold a grudge.
Speaking of grudges.
Oh no, but let's not do that. Let's not do that, D. Let's not do that right now. Dom,
Speaking of
Dom. We gotta end the show. We gotta end the show, Dom. You can tell me whatever you gotta say after I end the show, Dom. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, said it wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, idealists and visionaries. I am your boy Ideal Tone, and I have just made that known that this was another episode of Binge or Cringe. If you like the Binge or Cringe series, like I said, there's a playlist. Check it out with all the episodes. There's 2 hidden episodes that I haven't finished, that I haven't uploaded because I keep forgetting, but I'm going to upload those this week so you can catch those as well. I believe it's episode 4 and 5 that we're missing. And not to mention, if you guys could like show some love by checking out the links in the description and info in the description about my different social media platforms, and as well as my sponsor, which this has been brought to you by African Shades. As you can see, that African Shades is a African garment store that has different African oils, jewelry, clothing here in the state of Pennsylvania, more specifically Philadelphia at the Fashion District. If you go there and you say my name, Ideal Tone, you do get a discount at 5% off for each purchase that you make. So make sure you do that, and just show some love for your boy. I really, really appreciate it. Other than that, I am your boy Ideal Tone, and I just made that known. Later. If I can get this done.